touch on like maybe Suluhu's maybe background, because I can see she just came from like a simple like background.
Yeah, definitely. She's quite educated, very educated.
Yeah,
You
and
can
see she
pull it
has
off.
like a master's degree in community economic development.
I don't know if she studied in London.
Yeah, both in UK or in UK she got a diploma, and then that's a diploma in economics from the University of Manchester, and then later on in the States she got like what's this, a master's degree in community economic development via joint program between Open University of Tanzania and Southern New Hampshire University in the USA.
That is quite a good biography when it comes to education.
Yeah. So she started like her political journey, I guess, in 2000s, like 2010 there.
Yes.
Just among youth, women, tourism, trade in the Zanzibar government. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay, and then from 2010 to 2015, she served as a Minister of State in Vice President's office, responsibility of union affairs, a key portfolio in Tanzanian's union of Tanganyika plus Zanzibar.
Yes.
Interesting. But, later on now, like let's say in 2021, after the death of Magufuli, she
now drastically rose to power.
By default now, she was just like, you know what, since you're the vice president.
She becomes the first female president in East Africa.
Exactly. There you go. And, from there, we can see the job that she has done. But what do you think about just even how she's ruling Tanzania? Definitely funds are being misused. Now it makes a lot of sense now that you've touched on how artists are living those lavish lifestyles. It's from the government, taxpayers' money probably. But just what do you think about her as a person? Because we also have to break down the person behind, who's calling all the shots for all these things to happen.
First of all, Samia was hope for the people of Tanzania and hope for the entire East Africa.
Yeah.
Because at that point, while she was taking over power, Magufuli was at one point seen as an authoritarian. You've remembered it. Most people even called Magufuli a dictator at some point.
Yep.
So immediately Magufuli died and Samia Suluhu took over power. In fact, the first thing she did is relax some of the laws and some of the restrictions that the ruling party were being accused of. So the news outlets were given a chance to maybe talk about certain things. There were journalists who were given a chance to come to Tanzania, film, the inauguration of the new president, talk about the critical issues of corruption. So those happened within the 3 months.
Yeah.
So people were very hopeful that this is the new president that is going to be very, very progressive when it comes to Tanzania and the whole of Africa. But now the problem comes when it doesn't last too long. The fiery opposition that is put in place do not see Samia as a good leader.
Yeah.
And they still will go ahead stamping that for Tanzania to be free democratically, we must not just focus on Samia, but we must focus on the ruling party itself. So people like Tundu Lissu now get so much, after relaxing everything, now they start, talking about the political issues and the political affairs. You've asked me who calls the shot in Tanzania.
Yeah.
We have senior government officials or senior party leaders at Chama cha Mapinduzi. Think of them like the National Executive Council. They're filled with very old people. Very old.
I'm sure business moguls who have a lot of controlling the Tanzanian economy.
You can make a slight comparison to ODM. ODM had a certain national executive committee which decides you get a ticket, you don't get a ticket. You do this, you do this. So that is also the same in CCM. So CCM noticed that if we don't cut these people quite early, it will be impossible for Samia Suluhu to be re-elected. And because the fact that there is no better candidate right now other than him, and a ruling party would never want a situation whereby their president does not go for a second term. The party becomes very unpopular. So they start pressuring Samia Suluhu that, you have to jail some of these people. you have to make amendments to these laws so that we can be able to justify the arrest of these people.
Yeah.
And while like power like any other thing corrupts. So Samia Suluhu also starts to notice that she might not get re-elected. Do you see that concept? So now she starts to ride on the kind of orders she's receiving from this top senior government
Makes
officials.
sense because, you know,
She now sees that you are right. I might not be re-elected. Because Tundu Lissu is now becoming more popular and people are anticipating for him to win. And not just to win, but win with another party for the first time in history.
Yeah.
So she goes full-blown on these people. In fact, she goes even worse than Magufuli. You've seen how it has happened.
Yep.
So they decide to detain Tundu Lissu and almost the entire opposition party.
Because the craziest part is if you think about like Magufuli, he was like the dictator who would he would like just show kind of like the pressure from outside in that somebody doesn't dare to cross certain lines.
True.
But for Suluhu, I guess for her it's, you know, whether you show any signs or not, but she hears any whispers or rumors of you doing something, you're thrown inside, the conversation is later.
It's over.
The conversation is later. And even like, you know, we can just even try to imagine, yes, we did have like, you know, a couple of abductions here and there, but can you imagine what happens in Tanzania that we don't know of?
You are not seeing. In fact, there are a lot of people who are lost in Tanzania right now.
Yep.
That for about a year, we have never heard about them.
There you go.
There are so many international bodies that have agitated for the release of these people. It has never happened. For Tundu Lissu is only among the individuals who cannot be outright be killed. Because definitely it would spark a certain controversy. And the fact that now Tanzanians have protested for the first time, it is even more dangerous.
Yeah.
So they deliberately just manipulated the rule of law. Number one, they introduced audacious laws about detention, whereby the government is now having power to detain people based on allegations of terrorism, causing disorder for all this time. Then they are now manipulating even the system, even the justice system. The judges are part of this system.
Yeah.
So it becomes a fallacy. It becomes a monkey court now.
Then this still takes me back to how I was saying, like, it's very, very hard just because, like, let's say people are not with what the government does because, like, the powers that you're dealing with or you're trying to fight against, it's like people who practically run the economy, you know, people with, like, big shares in certain big companies. So they can't just wake up and bow down to you. If they know they control the economy of the country.
Yes.
It's kind of like impossible. It's like, you know, primary school kid trying to threaten the headmaster.
True. So it's like Samia just came and found a system that is there.
That's already been placed. There are formulas to be followed, and she just followed.
In fact,
but she's abusing it way much because she's the 6th president, I guess. I think from what I've seen, like I think she's the 6th.
Yeah,
but there have never been extremes than her.
In fact, to see Tanzanians protest for the first time just shows you the extremism that she has done, especially in this regime. It has been terrible. In fact, she's the first female dictator in Africa right now. That is the label that people are having right now.
Actually true.
Think of
She's
it.
the
In
first
fact,
female dictator.
I don't even think in Africa, but think of it even in the world. Mention one female dictator in the world.
Nope. I can't think of.
Samia Suluhu becomes the first dictator in the world.
So can we say she's a bad leader? Bad leader because she's a woman, or she's just a bad leader, period?
Power corrupts. There is nothing about being a woman. There is nothing about being a man.
Okay.
You get there and you find a system that is in place. And you are indoctrinated and manipulated to such a way that you'll do anything to fight to stay in power.
And I guess you have people to answer to. It's not just about you.
And you have people to answer to. It's either you do it or you're not part
or
of
we
the
take you
leadership.
out.
Exactly.